On a seemingly ordinary day in Miami, Florida, a harrowing incident unfolded that would not only shake a family to its core, but also send ripples through the online world. Iselle, a social media influencer with a substantial following on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, found herself in the terrifying position of being targeted by someone she once considered family. The alleged attacker? Her former stepfather, Luis Damas. Iselle's mother had been married to Luis Damas for 13 years, but their relationship began to deteriorate several months ago, leading to a separation. Despite the separation, the emotional ties and underlying tensions remained potent. Damas, who had made appearances in some of Iselle's social media content, seemed to harbor deep resentment towards his former stepdaughter. According to Iselle, this animosity stemmed from his belief she was responsible for the breakdown of his marriage. On August 21st, Damas allegedly appeared unannounced at the Miami apartment shared by Iselle and her mother. Upon arrival, he was informed by Iselle's mother that she had company and would reach out to him later. However, when the guest left, Damas was still lurking in the hallway. A heated argument ensued between the estranged couple, escalating quickly when Damas forced his way into the apartment. According to an affidavit, Damas became enraged, accusing Iselle of being the reason his marriage had failed. Confrontation soon turned violent, as Damas allegedly pushed past Iselle's mother, demanding to know where Iselle was. Panicked, Iselle tried to hide under a bed but found it too low to the ground. In a desperate attempt to protect herself and her mother, she decided to confront Damas. As she crawled out from under the bed, Iselle screamed at him to stop. At that moment, Damas reportedly fired a shot, though the bullet did not hit Iselle, left her stunned. Her mother, displaying immense bravery, wrestled with Damas to prevent him from firing again. During this chaotic struggle, Damas allegedly bit his ex-wife, and Iselle, in a bid to protect her mother, hit Damas with a wine bottle. Despite the chaos, Damas managed to grab Iselle by the hair and held on to her, even as the situation seemed to momentarily calm. Eventually, Damas sat on the couch, but the nightmare was far from over. He demanded that Iselle's mother clean up the scene, threatening further violence if she refused. Under duress, she complied, sweeping and mopping the floor and collecting evidence into a blue garbage bag. The following day, August 22nd, Iselle and her mother sought medical attention for their injuries. However, fearing for their lives due to Damas's threats to hire hitmen if they went to the authorities, they delayed contacting the police. On August 23rd, after weighing their options, they decided to report the incident. Miami's domestic violence apprehension team arrested Damas shortly after he arrived at the police headquarters. Upon arrest, Damas invoked his rights, refusing to speak further on the matter. Damas now faces 9 felony charges, including attempted felony murder with a deadly weapon, 2 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm, 2 counts of burglary with assault or battery, 2 counts of tampering with evidence, and 2 counts of false imprisonment with a weapon, as well as felony battery. The psychological trauma inflicted on Iselle and her mother is immeasurable. Not only did they have to endure a physical assault, but they also faced the emotional turmoil of being betrayed by someone they once considered family. The fact that this attack was perpetrated by a former stepfather only adds to the complexity and pain of the situation. Iselle, originally from Venezuela, took to Instagram to share her ordeal, posting graphic photos of her injuries and the broken bed frame where she had attempted to hide. Her decision to publicly share her experience brought the incident to the attention of millions, shedding light on the severity of domestic violence and its unpredictable nature. It also sparked widespread support from her followers, many of whom applauded her bravery and resilience in the face of such a terrifying ordeal. However, the public nature of Iselle's life as an influencer complicates matters. As a prominent figure on social media, her personal life is constantly under scrutiny, and this incident is no exception. Some have speculated that her delay in reporting the attack to the police might have been influenced by her desire to carefully manage her public image. Others argue that her decision to share her story so openly could serve as a powerful deterrent against domestic violence, encouraging other victims to speak out and seek help to gain further insight into the legal complexities of the case. Former prosecutor Christine Guillot, who specializes in domestic violence cases, provided her expert opinion. Guillot emphasized the seriousness of the charges against Damas and the compelling evidence available to the prosecution. According to Guillot, the attempted murder charge alone is a clear indication of Damas's intentions. Had Iselle's mother not intervened, Iselle could very well be dead right now. Guillot stated. She highlighted that Damas's actions were not a momentary lapse of judgment, but a deliberate attempt to inflict harm and possibly kill. He made his intentions 100% clear, she added. Guillot also pointed out that while a motive is not required to secure a conviction, establishing one can greatly assist the jury in understanding the defendant's actions. In this case, Damas's apparent fixation on blaming Iselle for the breakdown of his marriage provides a plausible motive for his violent behavior. Discussing the concept of false imprisonment with a weapon, Guillot explained that this charge is applicable when someone is held against their will, as Iselle and her mother were during the altercation. The presence of a weapon elevates the severity of the charge, highlighting the added danger and threat of violence. The case of Iselle and her mother is a stark reminder of the power and control dynamics that underpin many domestic violence situations. Guillot explained that abusers often seek to isolate their victims from support networks, thereby maintaining control over them. In this instance, Damas's actions appear to be driven by a desire to regain control over his estranged wife, by eliminating what he perceived as the obstacle, Iselle. Guillot emphasized that domestic violence rarely occurs in isolation and is often part of a broader pattern of abusive behavior. She suggested that there were likely warning signs and red flags long before the attack took place. In domestic violence cases, there are almost always indicators of escalating aggression and control, she noted. As the legal proceedings move forward, the focus will be on ensuring justice for Iselle and her mother. The prosecution's case appears strong, bolstered by eyewitness testimonies, photographic evidence of injuries, and the physical damage caused during the altercation. Despite the daunting prospect of facing their attacker in court, both Iselle and her mother have demonstrated remarkable courage. While the trial process may be challenging, their willingness to stand up against their abuser is a powerful testament to their resilience and determination. Looking ahead, legal experts anticipate that Damas's defense team may attempt to argue a crime of passion to mitigate his culpability. However, given the premeditated nature of his actions and the clear intent to cause harm, such a defense may be difficult to substantiate. Guillot remains optimistic that justice will be served. I do not see this going to trial, she predicted. The evidence is overwhelming, and the prosecution has a very strong case. I expect a plea deal to be reached, but ultimately, it will be up to Damas to decide whether he wants to accept responsibility for his action. The attempted murder of Iselle by her former stepfather. Luis Damas is a chilling example of the dangers that can arise from unresolved anger and resentment in domestic relationships. It underscores the importance of recognizing the signs of abuse and taking proactive measures to protect oneself and loved ones. For Iselle and her mother, the road to recovery will undoubtedly be long and fraught with challenges. Yet, their story serves as a powerful reminder of the strength and resilience that survivors of domestic violence possess. By sharing their experience, they have not only taken a crucial step towards healing, but have also provided hope and encouragement to countless others who may be facing similar situations. As this case continues to unfold, it will be closely watched by both legal experts and the public, eager to see justice served and to support Iselle and her mother in their journey towards healing and empowerment.